can hear me? Okay, I can hear you. Awesome. Okay, so now, yeah, what do we send our unit? That's the next question. I don't know why this link didn't work, but okay, so what we're going to send to the unit is, hold on.
Yeah, just that YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so what we're going to send to the unit is... it's echoey.
It's just because you've got multiple ones pulled up.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm closing this.
All right, I got it. And then you'll just want to close your other window.
Yep. Yep. I think I did that. I think I'm... Okay, I just have to invite my unit. Okay. All right. Technical difficulties, sorry. All right. Technical difficulties, sorry.
Okay, you're good. I just can't. Let me see if I talk because there's such a delay. Okay, good. All right.
Yeah, I think you sound okay. How about me? Do I sound like I'm echoey?
I'm so yellow.
You are yellow.
Oh my gosh. I'm doing it on my laptop. Who knew? It's so yellow in here.
Well, I was sitting in my living room and it was, I mean, I thought there was enough light, but I looked like a shadow. So it's like, I guess I need to go somewhere else.
That's why on the Facebook Live I've been starting to do iPad because I'm so yellow on my...
Yeah. I literally just put the baby down 3 minutes ago too, so I'm super excited.
Oh no, you are too.
Yeah, amazing. Okay. Well, we have some viewers, so we should get started.
Okay, good. I'm just putting it on my Facebook page and I'm ready to roll.
Yeah. No, take your time. We'll get started in just a minute, guys. We're going to revamp the link. Okay, cool. I'm getting feedback that it's working. Thank you, Corey. Hooray. Okay, cool. Cool. All right.
We'll turn that off.
Yep. Both our boxers are going off. Okay. All right. What do you think, Leah? Should I get started or do you want me to wait a minute?
Yeah. I've got some people that have RSVP that they're on, so let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, cool. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm so excited tonight because we're doing a joint Google Hangout with Leah Cade, Cadillac Sales Director Leah Cade, who is actually one of my bestest Mary Kay girlfriends here in Charlotte. We have our meetings together. So let me introduce myself really quickly for the benefit of Leah's unit, because the rest of you all probably know me. But my name is Srila Fitzpatrick. I've been building my business in Mary Kay for about 9 years now, and I've been a sales director for about 5.5 years. And I have earned 5 different cars in Mary Kay. I think I've had the whole fleet pretty much, except for the Escalade. That will be on its way. And I started off 9 years ago when I was teaching. I was a high school math teacher and a volleyball coach. I was looking for some part-time income, but really needed something flexible, and that's really what drew me to Mary Kay, not the product. I had never tried it before I signed up. So this is something that has kind of evolved and grown as I've built my business, and I did decide to move into leadership, and I have loved it every step of the way. I became a sales director in March of 2011, and I resigned from teaching that June. And so I've been full-time in Mary Kay for almost 5.5 years as well. And I just love the flexibility, and I love being a work-from-home mom, and I love the fact that this opportunity really gives us those choices that I wouldn't have had I continued to be teaching. So I'm excited to be on here tonight with all of you because I was a math teacher. I have a numbers mind. And so I'm going to be talking about some numbers tonight in a few minutes. But I'm excited to share with all of you. I just want to remind those of you who are in my unit that we do have a Facebook group for this particular hangout. So if you have questions or comments for myself, for Leah, please post them in there and we'll be able to see those. And kind of respond and get back to you when we can. And I am doing a drawing for all of you who are participating. So for every comment, question, affirmation you post, you're going to get an entry and you'll be able to win a free prize at the end. Okay, so make sure you're commenting and staying involved on there. So I guess the first thing I wanted to really quickly touch upon, just because of the holiday season that we are now embarking upon, is really thinking about maximizing this double credit, right? I mean, this is such a gift from Mary Kay that we get this double credit opportunity, not just once, but twice in a row. And during this particular season, because it is our biggest selling season of the year. So really, ladies, if you decide that you want to max out your double credit, which is $2,000 wholesale, which won't count as $4,000 retail, it'll count as $8,000 retail. If you want to really maximize that, this is the prime time to do that because of the holiday season coming up. So not only are you working your traditional business with facials and makeovers and parties and guests, but you're also able to do a lot of holiday upselling and a lot of selling to men. So I know Leah told me that her unit has kind of heard all this, but I want to briefly just share with you this 12 days of Christmas because I am personally very excited about this year. I think it's because of the double credit. Like, I'm totally going to do it this year. And I was inspired by one of our sister sales directors here in the Charlotte area who worked this like a rock star last year. She was somebody who, she has a smaller unit, and so really it was up to her to hit her unit goal for the month. And so what she literally did was work this 12 days of Christmas like to the T, and she sold, I think, and Leah, you might know this, 13 or 14
Is
of
it
these.
Stetson?
Yeah, 13,
Oh, yeah.
14 12 days of Christmas. Now her 12 days of Christmas were priced at $199, $299, and $399. So essentially $200, $300, or $400, right? And she sold 13 or 14 of them to men. And so I picked her brain a little bit and I got some tips from her that I wanted to share with you. So basically, just so, in case you don't know, the 12 days of Christmas means that you create 12 gifts in 12 different gift boxes, and she does it where she stacks them into a really tall tower. So the largest box is on the bottom, and then they progressively get smaller and smaller as you go to the top. And there's 12 of them for the 12 days of Christmas. So, you know, this guy who's giving it to his wife or his girlfriend or whomever, it's going to look like a rock star because he didn't just get her one present, he got her 12 presents, and she's opening one every day. So it's a really cute idea. But the 12 days of Christmas is, you know, depending on the price point they choose, you know, whatever like conglomeration of Mary Kay, you know, products that you want to do. And what Stetson did, the director that I'm talking about, she at her higher level, like her $399 tower, she even added other things that were non-Mary Kay. Like she would go to, you know, like TJ Maxx or Marshall's and get like cute pairs of earrings, not super expensive, but cute pairs of earrings, scarves, chocolates, like nice, you know, designer chocolates, things like that. And she would add those to the boxes so that they looked beefier, you know. So it might have been a small gift Mary Kay wise, but then there was chocolates and bling and all sorts of fun stuff in those boxes, and so it just looked like really, really awesome. So she had those 3 different price points, and she really targeted men, right, because men hate to shop and they don't know what to buy, and so they need you. And so she said that she's actually started with her dad, right? But the thing that she did that was so smart was every man that she talked to about her 12 Days of Christmas tower and explained what it was and sold one to, she then asked for referrals. And she said, you know, who else do you know that needs to buy a nice gift for Christmas and doesn't have the time and doesn't know, you know, what to buy? And she was literally getting 2 or 3 names of men from the guys she was selling to. And so that's how she branched out, and that's how she got to a point where she was selling, you know, 13 or 14 of these towers. And just to give you guys an idea of numbers, I asked her how many men she actually reached out to, and she said she probably reached out to about 50, 50, and ended up selling 13 or 14, which to me, I think that's a great percentage. That's a great number. So I encourage you guys to really work that. She did start doing it in November so that she had time to get the product and create the gift. You can do half up front and half upon delivery. But this is the month to do it, you guys, because can you imagine, even if you only had 3 or 4 guys buy a 12 Days of Christmas tower at $200 a pop, right? You're selling a significant amount of product, and that's really boosting your wholesale, which this month is also boosting your retail because of the double credit. So that's just super exciting. I just wanted to share that really quick because I'm excited about it and I'm doing it this year. All right, so I want you guys to do it with me. Do it with me. So send me a message if you want more details, if you want scripts, if you want to do this with me, and I will be happy to oblige.
And Sarila, I have a list of what goes in each package.
Oh, that would be awesome, Leah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share that?
I'll send it to you. Yep. For sure.
Okay, see, this is the benefit of tag teaming. Look at this. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm going to get into the actual training that I was going to do today, which is following the money trail. And I thought about this, and I thought, let me break this down in a way that kind of makes sense for where many of you may be at. A lot of times we hear about like all this heavy duty activity. And I guess what I wanted to show you ladies by talking through this is that it doesn't take a lot of heavy duty activity to make like really good cashola in your business, okay? So I'm going to talk about 3 scenarios. And, if you are a numbers person, whether you're a numbers person or not, I encourage you to write this down because it's going to be hard to follow unless you're looking at the numbers, okay? So the first scenario is that you're a consultant. You don't necessarily have a big team or a working team, okay? And you're doing like pretty basic work. And I'm going to call basic work two parties a week. Because really, you guys, 2 parties a week is like, 5 hours, 6 hours of your time. Okay, so it's like super, super part-time. But the key is when I talk about this, it's all about consistency. So it doesn't mean you do 2 parties one week and then you don't do anything for a couple weeks and then you do 2 parties and then you don't do anything. It's about doing 2 parties every single week. Okay, so that's a really important part of this. So if you were to commit to your business 2 parties a week, we're talking like 6 to 15 faces, right? I mean, a small party of 3 to a larger party of 7 or 8, right? So what I'm going to say is in 2 parties, you're going to see an average of 10 faces. That's the numbers I'm going to use, okay? 2 parties a week equals 10 faces. And, sales averages are generally $50 to $100 per face, but I'm going to give you like lowball numbers. I'm going to give you low numbers, okay? So let's say it's $50 a person. Some people won't buy anything. Some people will buy $300, right? So it's going to average out over those 10 people to $50 a person. So if you see 10 faces a week, you're going to sell 50 times 10, 500 in sales. Okay, 500. If you do your 60-40 split, which you should always, always, always do, that means that you will be placing a $300 wholesale order because that's 60% reinvesting in your business, and you will make a $200 profit. That's your 40%. And if you don't understand the 60-40 split, ask your director. We can explain to you what that means, okay? But so 60-40 means 300 gets reinvested, 200 goes in your pocket, okay? Think about that right there. In 1 week, you are halfway to an on-target star order. You have a 300 in already in 1 week, right? You are halfway to your bracelet. Like, that's so awesome, in 1 week. So here's the other benefit of doing this consistently. When you meet 10 new people in a week, you should get a minimum of 5 new bookings between just color makeovers or coming as a guest or more parties. Like half of those people should book with you. okay, from your parties. And you should get a minimum of 50 new leads from doing the referral game. Because if 10 people on an average just gave you 5 names, which is low, you guys, it's low, that would be 50 new leads in 1 week. Think about the implications of your business, right? You meet 10 new people and you share with half of them, share with 5 of them, you can get a potential new team member right there in a week. Okay, so for the month, if you multiply everything by 4 weeks, you're gonna make $800 profit. I wrote 8,000 in my notes. I was like, whoa, that's too much. Sorry. You're gonna make $800 from your sales. You're gonna have a 1,200 wholesale order in for the month. You will have 20 new bookings and at least 200 new leads. And you will potentially have 3 to 4 new team members.
Sarila, how many parties is this a week?
2.
Okay.
2 parties a week. Okay. Really like basic, right? So that's pretty awesome as a consultant to make $800, right, in a month, and to have all those new leads and all those new bookings to kind of continue perpetuating your business, right? And you can be building a team at the same time. So that's pretty awesome. Now, here's scenario number 2. Scenario number 2 is you are now doing the same amount of work, but you're already at a team leader position. So at a team leader position, you have 5 or more active team members, and you're making a 13% commission, you guys, because you're working, and there's no way you're going to do less than a $600 order in the month. So as long as you do at least a $600 order within the month, and 5 of your team members are placing active orders in the month, you make your 13%, okay? So we're assuming that you're a team leader with 5 active, and you're making 13% on your team. And I'm just gonna say that your current team that you have is producing about $1,500 a month, okay? With 5 people, that's an average of 300. That's kind of pretty normal. Like some people are gonna do just 225 active orders. Some people won't do anything. Some people are working for that in bracelet every month, right? Some people are working on bigger goals. So 1,500 with your whole team of 5 is a pretty good average, okay? So you're doing the same amount of work, 2 parties a week, okay? So those numbers aren't changing. So your sales profits will remain at 800, right? Roughly, because you're doing those 2 parties every week. And then your base team commission, which is 13% on that 1,500 that your team does, is $195. So you make $195 because you have a team of 5 who are working at a pretty minimal level, okay? Now, your new team commission, because see, you are building a team by working full circle and holding these parties. So let's say you added 3 new team members in the month, okay? The average that a new team member is gonna come in with is, let's say, 600, which is a little bit on the lower side, okay? Some people don't do anything, right? Some people order a starter kit and you never hear from them again. And then there's people who come in as stars, right? So there's a whole variety of people, but we're just gonna say on average, a new consultant comes in at a 600. So that means your new team is doing 1,800 wholesale. So your old team, your current team, I should say, is doing 1,500. Your new team with the new people that have come in this month are doing 1,800. 13% on 1,800 is $234. Okay. You're practically on target for your car, by the way. You're practically on target for your car at this level. Okay. So if you take your 800 from your sales, your 195 from your current team commission, and your 234 from your new team commission, so that should indicate to you guys that the new people bring in the most production, okay? That adds up to $1,229. You're making $1,229 from your Mary Kay business in the month. And you guys are putting in 5 hours a week into your business. 5 hours. This is what I was doing when I was working full-time. I didn't have much more time than that. That's all I was doing was 2 parties a week. And that's how I know this, you guys. That's how I know this, because this is what I did for a couple years before I got wise and moved to scenario number 3, which I'm going to share with you now. Yeah, it took me a while to catch on, okay? So team leader is awesome, right? I mean, making over $1,000 as a super part-time consultant. You're having fun. You have people to work with. You get celebrated as a red jacket. It's awesome, right? Okay. So now scenario number 3 is where you're going to triple your income. Okay, are you ready for this? You're going to become a sales director. And a sales director like Leah and myself, we literally, for the same amount of work, are going to make 3 times as much as a team leader. Okay, I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, so we're going to assume that we're sales directors. We are still only holding 2 parties a week, which for a sales director, hey, that's kind of not a lot. Okay, but that's what we're doing. And we're going to say that we just had a baby, right, Leah? And we're only holding 2 parties a week. And we're going to assume that our unit is doing 10,000 production. Okay, so 10,000 is not, crazy high. It's not crazy low. It's kind of in the middle. Okay, and it's really what most sales directors are striving for now as a minimum. But we're going to say 10,000 production is what the unit is doing. And out of that 10,000, 5,000, half of it is coming from your personal order and your personal team. Because you guys are going to learn something that no matter how high up you go in Mary Kay, your personal work pays you the most. Okay? So it's always really, really important to keep doing your personal work, even when you have a giant unit and you're driving a Cadillac, okay? So we're going to assume that half of that production, 5,000, is coming from your personal team and yourself, because you're working. And we're going to say that you personally, as the sales director, are adding 3 qualified team members, or unit members, I guess. They're your team members, okay? All right. So those are kind of the stipulations we're talking about now, okay? So now, you're still going to make everything that you made as a team leader. That $1,229 that you made as a team leader in the month, you're going to make that, okay? But you're also going to make a unit volume bonus, which means for every 1,000 that the unit hits in production, you make 10% of that, as long as it's 5,000 and over. So for example, if your unit does 5,000 production, you make a $500 bonus. If your unit does at least 6,000 production, you make a $600 bonus, and so on. So since we're assuming our unit is doing 10,000 production, we're going to make a $1,000 bonus. Okay, so write that down, $1,000 unit volume bonus. Now, when we personally recruit as directors, we don't make a $50 team building bonus like we do as a red jacket or as a consultant, right? As a red jacket, we make a $100 team building bonus. So since we have 3 qualifieds personally coming into the unit, that's a $300 bonus. We also make a unit development bonus. When there's at least 4 qualifieds in the unit, they don't have to be your personals. They have to be just within your unit. You make a $400 bonus. If you have 5 qualifieds, you make a $500 bonus. If you have 6 qualifieds, you make a $600 bonus, okay? So I put down a $400 bonus because, hey, 3 of those people are mine, right? Or yours personally. And there's got to be somebody else in the unit who added a qualified team member. Come on, right? So we're going to assume, we're lowballing it. We're going to assume it's a 4 qualifieds in the unit, which means you get a $400 bonus. Okay, I hope you guys are with me. Then, as a director, we get paid 13% on our entire unit production, including our own personal order. So you guys, we make money on ourselves, which is really kind of cool. You don't do that as a consultant. When you're a consultant, you don't make money on yourself. We make money on ourselves. So 13% on the entire unit production. And I've already included some of that earlier. So it's going to be $1,000 more. Okay? So you're making your $1,229 that you made as a team leader plus $1,000 unit volume bonus plus $300 a personal team building bonus, plus a $400 unit development bonus, and another $1,000 on your unit production. Total it up, it's $39.29. $3,929. It's almost $4,000, you guys. Almost $4,000. Still holding 2 parties.
Sometimes it's just nice to be reminded on how good directorship is.
Exactly. So you guys, I mean, earning a check like that is a part-time director. Is a part-time director. And I've never, I mean, I shouldn't say never. I was a part-time director for 3 months, okay? Because I quit my job pretty quickly after I became a director. But Leah can tell you, and she's going to tell you all about her. She worked a long time full-time as a director. So you can be a really successful part-time director and bring in a nice paycheck working part-time. But the key is consistency, you guys, consistency. That is the name of the game. It hurts my heart when people are like, oh, I held one party and I was supposed to make 300 because that's the company average and I didn't. So now I'm not going to do parties. And it's like, hello, you have to keep working it and you have to keep going. It's an average. If you don't have any data, you can't take an average. Okay, so it's really, really important. So that's my Money Matters. Follow the money trail, okay? Because it's there for you.
Awesome. Sarila, can you send that to me? Is you have it on a phone?
Yeah, it's on a Word document. I can send it to you.
Cool, because those 3 positions, we talk a lot about being a consultant and director, but I loved even the team leader position and how powerful the team leader position is. So that's great. Okay, cool. Do you want me to just jump in?
Yeah, take it away, Leah.
Woohoo! Okay, well, I am honored. Sarila is so on top of it. She asked me 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. But she said 2 weeks ago, do you want to do our virtual meeting? And I said, this is perfect because we do our virtual meetings at 8:30 on Wednesday nights. So I know my unit is pumped to not just see me all yellow as I look right now.
You look lovely in yellow, Leah.
I don't know why I look so yellow. But they, following the money trail and breaking it down, because I don't have a lot of C in me and I can't really break all that down. So I'm really, really hoping that my unit took something big away from those numbers. I mean, golly, even to hear 3,900, even to hear 1,200 as a team leader, $1,200, that was really, really powerful. So thank you so much for sharing. And I'm going to break down, the type of person and what they do differently to go from consultant to team leader and to directorship. Now, my unit has heard this, but you might, it's a good refresher. 2, you might not realize you've heard it before. But I have about 8 things that either I want to introduce to you for the first time, or I want to reiterate over and over again that a lot of times, one of my consultants said it looks like I have jaundice. I'm telling you, yellow. What I see over and over again from the success of someone going from consultant to team leader to directorship, there's some certain qualities and some certain things you want to start attributing to your life and to your business that do kind of set the tone for moving up. And it's not necessarily numbers, it's some other things that you've really got to master and become good at. So the first thing that I think consultants do differently that are consistently working their business and moving up is that they sell product and they recruit through parties. And this is opposed to doing a lot of one-on-ones. They're consistently doing parties. They're holding parties. They've mastered like the booking, the getting the guests there. They've mastered holding parties. Okay. Now, you guys, Sue Ubel did all one-on-ones and she's a national, but I don't think you want to base your business on the exception. I think you want to be always based it on the rule. So you've got selling product and recruiting through parties. Parties, parties, parties. Parties is powerful. People will follow you when they watch you work a room. Like they will just follow you, okay? There's a lot more power in you working the room than working one-on-one. Number two, they're a crazy tracker. All aspects of their business is tracked. How many faces they saw, knowing their next step, knowing they have a list of prospects. I think this is really key. They have a list of who they're booking and they're constantly working with and constantly getting to book, and they're not letting anyone like fall off, okay? They have a constant list of who they're recruiting, okay? And they have a constant like booking list, and they're always tracking that. Tracking. Whether you track Inner Circle, our unit tracks Inner Circle, whether you track our new activity sheet that we developed, knowing how many leads you're getting a week. You know, it's so great to where I can coach you and say, well, I'm so sorry you are, annoyed at your results and frustrated. Let's talk about it. How many faces did you see? And they're like, I don't know. Well, I can tell you, I was really frustrated at my personal month last month, and I looked back at what I tracked and I saw 12 faces. Well, yeah. So instead of like thinking Mary Kay sucks or I suck or this and that and the other, you can just look at where you need to tweak something. And that is in the activity level. So one, I either need to get off my butt or find more babysitters and, get out there and just, you know what I mean? So tracking and knowing the aspects of what you're tracking. It could be your numbers. If you saw 30 faces, were they all diverse? Were they all 19 and pregnant? Like looking at a lot of statistics is going to help you work your numbers. And then if you did see 30 faces and they were really, really diverse, then maybe you should do a party in front of your director. Like maybe you should FaceTime and do a party in front of your director and be totally open to like, oh my gosh, it's your class. You tweak a couple things, you're good to go. Or it's your close, close in front of your director. And then if you see 30 faces, you have a slam and close, and they're all diverse women, then Mary Kay says you need some counseling. Not Mary Kay. My favorite national, Sharon Buck, says it's probably you. There's some things you're internalizing. There's some doubt and fear that you really should see somebody about. Because, that's just how the numbers play out in Mary Kay. So tracking. Number 3, your communication with your director is really open and honest at all times. At all times. When you're feeling good, when you're feeling bad, when you're feeling great, when you're feeling really negative, when you want to punch a wall. I could tell you the most hilarious phone calls with me and my mentor, and they have actually gone on for 9 years. She has heard me kick chairs. She has heard, and I don't even have to apologize. I don't have to say, Julie, I don't want to, well, I never offend her, but like that's the only person I can call and be that vulnerable with. And so you have to be okay with being really vulnerable with your director if you really want to move up. And you want to move up fast. And, we are talking New Orleans right now. Like we are getting to New Orleans, y'all. And just so you know a little bit about my story, I'll pause. I went in DIQ in 3 days. I had 2 recruits and I don't even know how I got them. Seriously, my director, it was like, I don't even understand. And then I got 6. This is when we only needed 8 to go into DIQ. Serena knows because oh no, but did you need a 10? 8. Oh, 10. Okay. So it was just a mind shift that I was on a timetable, a personal timetable to get this thing done. And so I got 6 in 3 days. So for me to tell you 10 in New Orleans and your jaw hit your table and you freak out and you're like, that's impossible. It's really not. It's really not at all. It's all up here. It's all up here. And what's so great? If you're new, if you're just a new consultant, just continue the dumbness of it all and just be dumb, because I didn't know any different. They told me this, and so I went, okay, and I just did it. If you are a seasoned consultant, you have been around the block, you have so much doubt, you've been analyzing for years, and you are stuck. And I really challenge you to go back to that childlike faith where you've seen it done, and you stop questioning your sales director, and you stop analyzing what else is going on in everyone else's business, and that you just get back to that fresh start where anything is possible, because you're going to see the impossible happen. And so, can you guys still get to New Orleans? Yes. Oh my gosh, you have so much time, so much time, so much time. I don't care where you're at. Valerie in Columbia, one of my favorite directors, got 9 in a month. Okay. And made it happen. So you can have one, she can be inactive. It doesn't matter where you are. Okay, number 4. When needed, you've got to call instead of text. That might be a little bit with your director. Call instead of text, specifically when working close to a prospect. Okay, women, yeah. So like, a lot of times we've talked a lot about calling for booking, but like calling just in general has just kind of fallen off the map, especially with your team. And so women process things out loud. All right. So sometimes one conversation with a team member, with your director, with your accountability partner, one conversation can be a game changer. A complete game changer. I can think of several. I know Sarila can too. Several just pivotal conversations that we had over the phone, not over Voxer, not over text. A lot of times it was with someone on my team, like my new kind of growing team. Okay. Number 5, and this one I laugh at, and Sarila knows why: quality childcare. So to really get this thing done, you guys, you need quality childcare. And you need the amount that fits your goal. So you don't need a ton of time. You just need strategic pockets of time. And Sarila, my mom, knows all about you, because I tell everyone about how I watched Sarila incorporate a newborn baby, and she held back-to-back parties while holding a child. I mean, it was just like insane. So she, with working with the time that she had, worked very strategic. And I think that's what this business is. You know, I was doing an interview call earlier today, and you guys, we get this all the time, time. I'm just scared if this business won't work with time and all that. And I don't think it's about the time you have or you have not. I think it's about your time management. I think if you're strategically good with the time that you have, and it doesn't have to be a lot of time, you guys, but you've got to be really strategic in the time you have. I worked in this business for 5 years alongside my Mary Kay, some 30 hours, some 50 hours. And I earned cars and was very successful in my personal business. I was just a really good manager of my time. Okay. Number 6, this is my favorite. This is probably one of my favorites. Have women moving up and moving up fast usually have gained a respect from their friends and family due to their integrity and their follow through with this business. They're not wavering. They're not in 1 week, out the next week, in 1 week. They're not posting all over social media and then they go away for a month and then they have back, like total manic, up, down craziness. I see that a lot. I don't think you have to use social media at all to be successful, but when you do, and then you go away, it's like a mess. You guys know your friends and family see all of that. They see the mess and they see the roller coaster. Nobody wants to ride that train, y'all. Nobody. So I think really treating your business with respect. And some people, it's funny, you think about like a work event or a family event, and you're like, I can't miss it. Think about if you did miss it because it was your Mary Kay meeting. I mean, you guys look at it as you're missing a family or work event, but you're actually gaining respect for your Mary Kay business because that was a priority to you and that was already a commitment. What if you told them, oh, I'm already committed to something on that night? I mean, it's just a mind shift. We think we've got to be here, but what if you gained respect by being committed to your business, to your meeting nights? I mean, think about it. That's how you gain respect. You don't bash your sales. You don't go there with anybody that doesn't understand what we do. I've had conversations with my mom. You guys know I've told you this story a zillion times. But like having to shut down my mom and that her alternative is just to make me happy. Well, you don't have to do Mary Kay. It's like, oh, no. You can say anything else, but that's not something you say to me. Like I had to coach her on how to give me advice because there's some things that are not an option, you know? So I think you've got to really gain the respect by respecting your business. Respecting your business to all family and friends and coworkers and everything. Number 7, willingness to be inconvenienced. You've got to really just recognize it. It's going to come. It's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. You're going to be 9.5 months pregnant and so inconvenienced. It's not even funny. And you know that it's not convenient and it's not going to be when I'm not 9.5 months pregnant. So you're just willing to be inconvenienced and you're good. You're rolling with it. Okay. And number 8, I love this. This is the last one. They do it the right way. They do it exactly like their director coaches them to do it. Like they don't tweak it. They don't add their own words. They don't wait. They do it exactly like you. They do it scared. They do it based on trust in the process and the director. They're humble enough to listen and do it. And this is pretty powerful because I think Sarila and I see a lot of things like change. And we go to people's parties and we're like, where did you learn to do a party like that? They're like, I don't know. I thought this would be fun. And we're like, do you want to move fast? Just do it the way we do it. And don't even like stop. You know what I mean? That's exactly what I did personally with my sales director. I didn't question her an ounce. I didn't question her at all. I never hung up the phone and said, she's crazy. Well, wait, maybe. But I never hung up the phone and said, I'm not doing that. That is insane. I never questioned her. I did every single thing she told me to do. And there's just really something to it. You know, we know where the rocks are. We have walked on the water. We have done the hard stuff because Mary Kay did it first and she paved the way for us. And she has the bloodiest knees, you know, so I trust her, I trust the process, and I trust the people in front of me. So if you're new or you're seasoned, stop asking all the questions, stop doubting us, and stop the fear. And you've got to just be like, you know what? I would rather trade places with her. I'd rather take her paycheck. I'm going to take her advice. And really just run the numbers, run the activity. 2 parties a week is great. It's fantastic. You guys heard those numbers, but you know you're going to have to book 4 to get to, right? Because we all have those cancellations. We all have those double, so you want to overbook to make sure you consistently hold those 2. I think those are some fantastic numbers. Oh my gosh. And I know Cerila's going to send that to me and I'm going to send you some of the 12 days of Christmas stuff. So I just really want to inspire you to look at some of those things. Are you enthusiastic or do you support your sales director? Is there energy? Is there life? Are you checking in when it's good and it's bad? Think about all of those things. Are you working the numbers? Look at getting to New Orleans. Look at the numbers. How many interviews do you want to have? How many interviews do you need to have versus how many team members do you need to add to get to New Orleans? December 1 is the cutoff. Do I think they would let you go January 1. The rumor is yes, but you might as well just go for December, and kind of have no plan B. But look at the numbers. How many team members do you need? How many team members do you need to rally? And then if 1 in every 4 or 1 in every 5 sign with Mary Kay once they talk to your sales director about the facts and figures, you might need to do 30 interviews. You might need to do 30 interviews between now and the end of the month. That's a little more than 2 a day. But I'll just tell you, and I'm sure there was a point in Cerila's group, we were interviewing everybody. Oh my word, we were interviewing everybody to get that goal done, signed, sealed, and delivered. And you guys can be with all of us. Like, you're going to be with leaders. You're going to be with top sales directors in New Orleans. Or if you just want to get to that team leader position and have a car by Christmas, have earned your car by Christmas. There's so many ways that you guys can break it down. So I am so thrilled that we got to share this with you and we got to break down some insane numbers and that you guys stuck with us for a good 45 minutes, because I know you have a lot to do, family and hubbies to go cuddle with. So I know we appreciate you. Cerila, is there anything else that you want to share or we want to share together?
Nothing specifically that I want to share. I just wanted to say to you, Leah, I mean, I think your tips were awesome. I mean, just what you shared about kind of who we need to be in order to get to where we need to get to, because we always learn that you have to be the person you want to be before you're that person, and and I love it. Everything you shared was just so spot on and so great, and I love listening to you, and I love working with you all the time. And thank you so much for pouring into my girls. I really, really appreciate you doing that.
Absolutely. This was so fun. Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I guess we will share the different pieces of information that we need to share with everyone. Leah, you are on that Facebook group, so you can always go on there and take a look. I posted the numbers there, but if you want me to send it to you separately, I can. And then I'll look for your 12 Days of Christmas stuff, and we'll be good.
Okay.
All right. Yay. Thank you all for dialing in and watching and sharing your time with us and investing in yourselves, ladies. Have a great night.
All right. Thanks. Bye, ladies.
Bye.